Today I'd like to go over the Necromancer class passive changes coming in Update 50 inside of the Elder Scrolls Online. Now we got all this info from the recent dev update. Keep in mind these are not final, they're not live yet, and they are subject to change, but this gave us a really good look at the direction classes are heading in Update 50. When this does launch, you will have 5 options of passives to pick from, and you can pick 2 of these to go into your build. These are designed to make pure class builds feel as strong as subclass builds. So that's how they're kind of bridging that gap between subclassing and pure class builds. First thing on the list here is Cycle of Death. This is one all about smoothing out the Necromancer's corpse economy. Every 2 seconds, the closest enemy gets marked for 6 seconds, and you can treat them like a corpse. This is huge for any type of ability that struggles with corpse uptime, especially in boss fights. So in boss fights, this is going to be something that I could see a lot of people using for any type of fight, whether you're in a dungeon or a trial. The effect can occur, of course, once every 2 seconds. Next on the list is going to be Nothing Wasted. This turns corpse consumption into a stacking buff effect. Every time you consume a corpse, you gain 20-second stack of 2% max health and 2% weapon and spell damage, up to 10 stacks. And the best part about this is the stacks fall off one at a time instead of disappearing all at once. That makes this kind of a very stable passive. If you want a mix of something like survivability and scaling damage, especially for PvE DPS, or maybe something like a more tanky type solo build where you can deal damage and take a little bit more damage as well. This will be a very interesting passive, and I think a lot of people are going to like the look of this one. Also, we have Pound of Flesh. This is your defensive option. When you drop below 1% health, you have a chance to instantly heal for 1600 health and restore 5% of your missing stamina. The lower your health, the higher the chance, and it can trigger once per second. And I do think that is 1600 health. The kind of image they gave us is a bit grainy when you try to zoom in on it. I think it's 1600. It may say 1800, but either way, these numbers are liable to change before this is all said and done. But this isn't like you can really cheat death, but it really will save you in clutch moments. This is going to be a big one if you take some massive damage and you can get a boost of health back. This would be great for things like PvE or PvP, and this is going to be kind of a safety net just to help you out if you get close to, of course, dying within a certain fight. Lord of the Cycle. This one is a high health kind of damage scaling passive. Is kind of the gist of it when you watch the dev stream and kind of read what this is. For 25 seconds, you gain 1% increased damage for every 5% more health you have than your target. It caps at 50% or 25 in PvP. But even half of that is a really big bonus. So if you're running a tank DPS hybrid, a high health kind of class, or just stacking health for survivability, this passive turns that kind of investment into damage. So this one is another one that I think a lot of people will like the look of. And last here on the list is At the Precipice. This is one that's perfect for more of a support style role or a healer. At any time you heal someone below 50% health, you extinguish them, tagging them so you can use corpse-consuming abilities on them for 10 seconds. So this is not going to be corpse-consuming abilities on corpses you have created from being in combat. This is actually creating corpse-consuming abilities from your teammates, which is a very insane idea. I mean, this is something that when I see this, I was like, wow, I wish they would have come up with this a long time ago. I'm really grateful that they are looking at all types of ideas when it comes to how these passives are going to work. It can happen once every second, which means in a chaotic fight, no matter the situation, you'll have corpses everywhere. If your build relies on corpse uptimes in dungeons or trials, this is going to be a huge pick for support style builds or healers, because being able to use your own teammates for corpse consuming abilities is a massive change to anything we have in the game right now. And like I said in the last video about the Templar passives, this is an experimental idea that the dev team is going with, but this is one of the best additions that I have seen inside of ESO personally when it comes to how these classes and their abilities are going to work going forward. And I know a lot of people in the community are really excited about this, and for good reason. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts about the Necro passives that we will be getting in update 50. And of course, as more information comes out about this, we get the public test server patch notes and people start testing all this, I will bring y'all more info about each of these passives for these classes. But leave me a comment with your thoughts, and of course, if you liked it, hit the like. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.